Sam Burke is MLA's corporate chef. He joins us live. Sam, you turned up empty-handed.
Angie, I know. I've let you down this time, but if you're ever in Sydney, you're welcome to my house and I'll cook a fresh steak over fire for you anytime.
Oh, good. And I heard you did a ripping job at the MLA event the other night.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. What we did then is we wanted to showcase the whole of the carcass because 8% of the loin cuts is what we eat every day. That's the sirloin, the tenderloin, the Scotch fillet. But what happens to everything else? Our job is to, really add value to that carcass, and we showcased all our canapes on all different cuts that you probably wouldn't eat every day.
Take me back to the beginning. Where did the passion for food start?
Yeah, well, I'm a big lad, north of 100 kilos. It was either going to be, I love my cars and I love my food. And Mum put me in I wasn't the most academic bloke at school, and Mum put me in the way of an apprenticeship. And that's where the passion grew. And when I was a young kid, I used to work in a supermarket in a butcher shop. So that's how it kind of fusioned together, Australian meat and chefing. And here we are 30 years later, steering the industry with Australian red meat, both in the domestic market and cooking over 100 markets across the world, showcasing Aussie beef.
Can you name a meal that changed your life?
Yeah, look, there was that time, like you've just announced on the introduction, when we did a function for the Queen's Young Achievers in Holborn in London in 2016. But I really just like cooking for the people, out there, being the ambassador for the industry, reverse engineering solutions to give chefs success, and on cruise ships and airlines, it's just a whole, there's too many to mention, you know what I mean? It's been a wild ride, and I'm going to write a book at the end of it called Big Rumps and Hello Darlings, because all the hello darlings I get when I go to the country, that's it, you know what I mean? That's just the industry, lovely people, down to earth.
So how do you differ your approach when you're talking about things from airlines to cruise ships and whatnot?
Yeah, so we work directly with chefs and go in there and immerse ourselves in our business and learn what types of culinary skill set their staff have, what equipment they've got, what are their cost of goods at, what meals do they want to create, and then we go back as a free industry consult, if you like, and look at solutions we can help them to grow demand of Australian red meat on menu. So, yeah.
What does your typical week look like?
So it could be working with a big QSR chain on a burrito, to in aged care, helping reverse engineer solutions to help our seniors who grew up on red meat and had chicken on the weekends, get the iron, zinc and protein to let them enjoy red meat on their menus and grow demand there, to working in mine camps, you name it. We're out there on the front line, across the whole of Horeca, what they say, food service and consumers, the big retail chains as well and butcher shops, reverse engineering solutions that makes people feel comfortable with succeeding with beef time and time again.
Why don't people feel comfortable?
Well, I guess there's a lot of pressure, right? It's a premium protein, you pay a premium price, and you don't want to muck it up. And all different cuts on the carcass have different cook methods, right? For a brisket, could take 6 to 9 hours, where a steak could take 3 to 4 minutes each side. So it's about making sure they have the right cut for cook utilisation to give success with the dish that they want to create. Then they'll come back time and time again and choose red meat over other proteins. Yeah, and it's about balanced meals too. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't have to have the 350 gram Scotch fillet, peppercorn sauce and chips and slaw, right? You can have a beautiful balanced Thai beef salad of a smaller portion or a power bowl or something like that. So it's about making sure that all different types of demographics, whether it's that 15-minute meal on a Wednesday before you go out and play touch footy for the family, or tacos, it doesn't have to be spaghetti bolognese all the time. Beef's got to fit for you.
Particularly in the cost of living situation at the moment.
Yeah, and that's exactly right too. So our role as a domestic market team, and I've got a lot of colleagues, from retail professionals to corporate butchers to chefs, our role is to find that solution for the consumer and industry alike, so they can promote the product, whether it be a processor, a wholesaler, or even a producer that wants to know what happens to their product when it leaves farm gate.
Tell me, when you were cooking for that function on behalf of the Queen,
Yep.
How do you go about deciding what to put on a plate?
Yeah, we worked with a contractor there, and it's about what product firstly we can get get there because obviously we can't get all the cuts, and at the time there was no free trade agreement, so we had limited availability of cuts. So it's making sure that the product's at its very best, it represents the region, and in the kitchen that we're serving in can be prepared the best too. So for that one we use the Darling Downs tenderloin, marble score 8 Wagyu product, you know, and how cool is it to be on the other side of the world in London, representing the producers of the heartland, you know, and spruiking our wonderful product. That's what gets me up every morning and fired, you know. And it doesn't have to be the Royals, it can be anyone, you know. How do we grow demand and return a better profitability to Farmgate? That's my mantra every day, and my teams, you know, whether it be in R&D, domestic marketing, or marketing across 100 markets across the world. We're all aligned to do the same job for the producer.
Lizzie gave you a letter too, didn't she?
Yeah, I have, yeah. It is posted in my office. Yeah, and I don't have to wait till 100 now. So, yeah, it's very special. Yeah, I've got to post it in my office, and it's something that the kids show every now and then to their friends, you know, and will be a story when I'm a grandfather one day talking to my kids.
It's absolutely pretty good bragging rights. Tell me, if you were to have a last meal, what would you choose?
Well, I'm an easy man. I love a smashed potatoes, a big juicy rib fillet, or that's what you Queenslanders call it. We call it Scotch fillet down south. I love the peppercorn sauce, you know, the good old pub meal with a cold ginger beer, you know, or maybe a quite pale ale, you know, and I'm happy, I'm content.
Sounds pretty good to me. Thank you, Sam Burke, for being here.
No worries. Thanks, Andrea.
Well, Queensland is one of the biggest tourism hotspots in the country. Tourism and Events Queensland.